What's going on, Cooies? Phoenix here. Today is going to be a remake of an older video I made a little over a year ago called The Bugs and Secrets of Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Back when I uploaded the original video, there were just some things I didn't like in it because, obviously I got some things wrong, of course.
For some reason, in duel and practice mode, you cannot select custom for any of the hidden characters in the game, if you are the second player.
Yeah, you can tell I just played this game by myself. I went ahead and deleted the old video, as I felt I could have done it better. So without further ado, Cooies, let's get started on this remake. Starting off, when you boot the game, you get the intro that replicates the Saiyan Saga's opening from the anime. If you wait at the title screen, a demo for gameplay begins. Upon waiting again at the title screen, you'll get the intro that most European players will recognize. Rinse and repeat and you get the Android Saga's opening. During gameplay, if you play as Goku for example and do a Kamehameha, the opponent will receive 300 damage. But if you did the move again and paused right as the blast is about to touch the opponent and unpause, it will cause a pause buffer and the opponent will take 450 damage. The next one is pretty easy to do. Usually if you get 5 key gauges as Goku, you can transform into a Super Saiyan. However, if you wait right as the key gauge is about to drop when you try to transform into a Super Saiyan, you just won't get that form you so desire. It may be common knowledge at this point, but when the timer runs out in a fighting game, usually the person with the most health wins. But if no one received damage at all during the match, it'll result in a draw for both players. This is obviously a common trait in video games, but I just want to show this off because we usually don't see these animations during gameplay. During the World Tournament, you get this long introduction before the match begins with the announcer.
So, the first match starts. Goku versus Zarbon! Are you ready?
However, if you were to go to settings and switch the quick match setting to on, the introduction actually goes a bit quicker.
Goku versus Android 17! Are you ready?
For some reason as well, the character portraits disappear if you enable this. In fighting games, you get to taunt during a match, but if you did at the end of the Cell Games arena in Budokai 1, you get to break your own leg. This break happens when you place one leg on a higher elevation than the other. In some cases, it's minor, but typically it's pretty severe looking. If you press Grandstand FX on the stage select, you'll be able to play in a different variation of that stage. Everyone probably knows this, but if you move the left stick around, you can move the character. Pressing R1 changes their ult attire, and R2 changes their form if they have one. But also, if you move the right stick around, it'll move the shading, making them appear lighter or darker. You can also press the left stick to make them face the camera again, and finally L1 and L2 zoom them in and out. After deflecting some ki in Let's Go Dynamic, you'll get a cutscene of King Kai warning Goku about Frieza. Usually if you let the cutscene play out, Goku will have a normal expression on the menu before the fight. But if you skip the cutscene as soon as Goku hears King Kai, he'll have a surprised look on the menu. This isn't exclusive to this stage, as it can happen on almost any of the stages in the game if you skip it fast enough. If you were to pause the game and just wait for an eternity, the screen becomes slightly darker. And no, I'm not gonna time it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. In Vegeta's attack, after beating Zarbon, you'll get the introduction of the Ginyu Force. As they do their iconic pose, Raccoon's hair is just messed up for some reason. That's literally it. In Frieza or Vegeta, Piccolo comes back to get fingered to death by Frieza. If you noticed before, Piccolo's clothes were completely torn up, but the scene following that, they are clean and tidy, baby. As you can see in this title, Yamcha sadly doesn't get a win in this video either. When you view Yamcha's model in the capsule edit menu, you can see his hair is leaning a bit to his left, almost like it's being blown by the wind. It's even noticeable with its alt attire. This glitch only works for the Saiyans and Cell. First, put down 3 capsules and then add 1/3 Senzu Bean and Saiyan Heritage into the slots too. Once you add another capsule of your choosing, when you replace the 1/3 Senzu Bean with a full one, you should get an additional slot. In the Cell's Game Begins cutscene after Hercule calls himself the strongest, you can see the 3rd volume of the Dragon Ball manga on the coffee table where Krillin and Yamcha sit. And finally, this is a glitch I discovered back over a year ago, and it's my personal favorite of the bunch. Like I mentioned before, if you don't attack your opponent, you'll get a draw. However, if you're mad about not hitting your opponent, you can strong strike them out of bounds. While I don't have a definitive answer, my only theory is that the barrier wall disappears once the fight is over. It's a bit tricky to get to work at first, but once you do get it to work, it's pretty funny just to watch them fly away. And that's all of what I have to show for the PlayStation 2 version of this game. I'm hoping I'll finally be able to say I liked this video after release, or I'm making another next year, so until then, Cooties, take care.